They say, please send me home to the ones I love. Oh, can I hope they make it back home? He'll never ever see his home or his family, or what he's done for humanity. Oh, I guess that is on his way. You know, he's on his way back. Oh. There's something I found for you guys and gals about 4 years ago, and I'm trying to tell you all about it because it's an important thing in your lives. Through the Veterans Affairs, it has its problems off on one side, but there's a fund there with benefits for you. You can remember that you were here tonight, so just Google Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. You'll find the official website, mine. On the opening page, it says Veterans. Click on this link. Just go there and do it. I'll tell you why. Because if there are benefits that you qualify for, they are tax-free and they are service-free. Meaning, you don't pay taxes, you don't pay me, and you don't pay the man that's going to help you get them. He's a wounded Vietnam veteran himself. So please, go check it out. There just could be money there for you. Everybody likes more money. Please, you guys, yeah. Go there. Promise me. Promise yourself. All right, you guys, you all getting that good? All right. Johnny Meister was a good friend of mine the last couple of years of his life. And he and I, my father-in-law and my brother-in-law used to go bowling together. And it was always a gas. It was Wednesday afternoons, we'd spend a couple of hours, we'd have some fun, then we'd go to some Italian restaurant, we'd order macaroni and chiari. And we would listen to Johnny, we would question him, we'd say, Johnny, tell us about the days of the crests. Tell us about your life, tell us. And he'd say, no, tell me about yours. No argument, you talk, Johnny. So anyway, lovely guy, great friend, one of the great singers in the world, and he was a doo-wop guy. And I grew up on the West Coast. Didn't matter. He said, here, Gare, you can do this kind of thing a little bit. So here's sort of a doo-wop-ish thing that we did. You know I love you. I'll always love you. Even though the tears are falling from my eyes, I still remember, baby, when our love was so strong. So go ahead, kiss him, go on, kiss him, goodbye, bye, goodbye, oh, goodbye. He doesn't love you the way that I love you. If he did, he wouldn't break your heart. He's only fine, but my love is so strong. So go ahead, kiss him, go on, kiss him, goodbye, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey, hey, goodbye. He's never need you to comfort and cheer you, even though the tears are falling from your eyes. Now he may be fine, but my love is ready and willing to go ahead, kiss him, go ahead, kiss him, go ahead, kiss him, go ahead, kiss him, goodbye, goodbye, oh, goodbye, goodbye, bye, goodbye, oh, goodbye, bye, bye, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 All right, short story to make this next thing valid. When I was a kid, we had a hi-fi. My dad came home with this hi-fi in about 1956, maybe something like that. And I was about 13 years old, or about to turn 13 or something like that. Turn 14. And it was, so anyway, it was a new music machine, you know, and it was a nice piece of furniture in the house. And my very first record was a great big 33 1/3 piece of plastic that Elvis Presley was on the front. And I loved that record. I would sit and listen in front of that hi-fi, just, you know, for hours at a time. And then flash forward until 1970, I believe it was. We were going to work in Las Vegas at the International, where Elvis would make his home when he was there. So I knew what I would see when I showed up at the front door, because it still has one of the larger marquees in the world, I understand. And on the bottom in small letters, it said Gary Puckett at the Union Gap. Quietly, and then it said Ike and Tina Turner, and then it said Red Fox. We shared the same stage in the smaller room, and started our shows at midnight. It was kind of the grind because as we alternated, we ended up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was a different way of life for me. At any rate, the big room was the man himself, Elvis, and I thought, this is so great. I want to meet this guy. I'm not starstruck, and I don't really do that often, but this guy affected me. You know, he reached into my heart and soul with his music, his look, his attitude, his style, just the whole thing. And I thought, I gotta meet this guy. And then I thought, no, he's famous, he's protected, he won't come out in public, probably would never catch a glimpse of the guy. So one day I'm going back to the elevators to go to my room, and here comes 12 or 15 guys, shoulder to shoulder, very close. And it was odd to begin with, and then I thought they don't look like tourists. Aha, they look like musicians. So I stopped in front of them and I said, excuse me, and they parted, and there was Elvis. So wide-eyed, I looked at him and said, hi Elvis, I'm Ferrier Puckett. And he looked at me and smiled and he said, yeah man, I know. Yeah, that's what I did. So we started talking, and while we were talking, I'm thinking about the hi-fi in that first record, the picture of him with the guitar, and he was singing. He was handsome, he was charismatic, he was all these things, and I was thinking about all those songs. Heartbreak Hotel, Don't Be Cruel, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Train I Ride, Old Shep, When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold Again, Any Way You Want Me, That's How I Will Be. And the list goes on and on for me. I still have that record on my phone, on my iPad. I listen to that. It means something to me. He said, I'm going to come to see your show tonight, but meanwhile, I'll see you later. And I thought, well, that was nice, but I kind of doubt he'll be at the show. So we split. That night, 10 minutes into the show, I get a message from the maitre d'. And it says, E is here, heavily scribbled. And they told me he would sit right there by the door in the dark so that he could get out in case the people discovered that he was there. So I waited until the show was over. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how proud I am that Mr. Elvis Presley is with us tonight. And I pointed in that direction. Of course, they knew where he was. Came out of their seats. They didn't touch the floor. They got to that part of the room. And I, went to my dressing room. He made it out, okay. And the maitre d' said to me, Elvis couldn't come back, but he wanted me to bring you a message. I said, what's that? And he kind of did his cool Elvis stance, and he says, well, the boy sure can sing. I found out from still years later that he had 2 or 3 singers that he really enjoyed. He had my records in his collection. Roy Orbison was #1, I was #2. Somebody would have told me that when I was 15 years old. I would have said, yeah, cows can fly and all those things we hear. But at any rate, because of that memory, here's something by Elvis. Oh, I wish I were to the land of God. Old times there, they are not forgotten. Look away, Dixieland. Come on, guys. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, always, in Dixieland. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again soon. Before we go, can we sing one more together? I'd like to hear you sing this because you sing it so good. Yeah, dedicated to all of you that were there in 1968. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Give me a Strand and scream. Okay, ready guys, here we go. Young girl, get out of my mind.
South Carolina. I was thinking, oh, that would be you. That would go. Would go. I'm in Dallas from Las Vegas, Nevada, actually, by way of New York. Nearly your neighbor. Michael Joseph Candido. And on the keyboards from Austin, Texas, Jamie Robert Lumbold. So I'll meet you guys out before everyone, say hello, shake my hand up, and see your face. If you'd like to pick up a CD or something like that, very cool. If not, just going to say hello. What else? Oh, go check out our fan page, Derek Puckett. Yeah, just come like us, or not. just come. Okay? See you in a bit outside on Ferrier Market. Glory.